you were raised very different than how Noelle is being raised. Are there any concerns that you had with her as a teenager, even still as a young adult? Because she's modeling now. Is she in New York?
And she's also an actress.
An actress, yeah. Do you have any concerns just about how different things are from your experience based on her experience, you know, having a mother that has this platform, that has this voice, that is very well known, any type. And also what I noticed about your character is that there was a lot of guilt as a mother that she was feeling. Any experiences that you've had that in real life as a mother?
Oh, 100%. And I really don't really love to talk about it because I don't like to talk about regrets in my life.
Yeah.
I look at regrets as lessons and not regrets. But one of my regrets, I do have one on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it's where we filmed her going to college for her first time. And this was her real life going to college. It wasn't like we were faking a scene and it was like a different day. It was really the orientation. It was really everybody showing up with all their Bed Bath & Beyond stuff and, you know, the big bins you loaded in, all of that stuff. And the night before she was leaving, we were shooting the film, like a goodbye for her. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking, this is going to be so great, you know, on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, on this show, which is, you know, a Black show now. It's an African-American cast now. We get to actually show one of our children go off to college, and she's going to a Black college. You know, she went to Howard University. And I was like, this is going to be so great, Noelle, to show this. This is so positive. And I really, you know, one of the things that I've always tried to do was balance like any drama that I had going on the show with positive things that's happening, you know, with us, especially with our children. And you guys have
noticed that about you.
Definitely. Yes, that's very important to me. Very important to me. If it's Black-owned businesses, whatever it is, it has to be, you know, you guys, you can get a little bit of drama, but you're going to get some good positivity from as well. So, anyway, with that said, I thought this is going to be great to show the world this. And what ended up happening was it kind of backfired on me because she was really, you got to realize, you know, Noelle is my only child. So this is her really leaving the nest for real. And, you know, I remember the night before, I had a few people over to send her off. We had like a little caterer come and, you know, whatever. And she literally was like upstairs in her room, like having a panic attack, crying like a and I had to, in that moment, you know, pretty much shut down the cameras and tell everyone to leave. Like I had to like go from being like, okay, I'm at work, we're filming a scene, my child is really going to college, but my child really needs me right now. Yeah. And this is not like the cameras can't go with us on this one. Like I got to like shut it down and really be present. And I did that. And I, you know, we made it to Howard, still filmed when she got there. Me thinking, okay, that was just a moment. We're going to be okay now. I've been mama bear all night long. You slept in my arms. We're going to go to Howard and we're going to show our audience what this looks like, you know, and we show up. And what ended up happening was, because, you know, we show up like everybody else is like with their parents, is us with like, you know, a whole production team of probably like 10 people. And of course, everyone was like, oh my God, is that Cynthia? Oh my God, is that Leon came, her dad came? We just blew up the spot. Noelle is dying at this point because now she's getting all this unwanted attention that she really didn't want. We filmed for 2 days. We're showing everything, her little dorm room, the whole thing. And then we get on the plane and leave her there. Now she's got like, you know, even kids who moms may be fans of mine, like, you know, you need to go over there, you know, and be friends with Noelle, because, you know, I love Cynthia. She's my favorite on the show. Yeah. But these are not, you know, what was happening was a lot of the people that were befriending her would normally, like, they weren't befriending her because of her. They were befriending her because of the show. And it just ended up just putting her in a really kind of not a good space. And then I had to try to fix it. I was like, okay, well, we'll move you off campus and, you know, move you in an apartment. And then it just still was just never right. And so finally, you know, after her being there for a year, and I just knew, again, going back to that mother's instinct and intuition and discernment, you know, I would like, you know, but I'd be in New York working, I'd be like, I'm going to pop up and surprise Noelle. And I'd pop up and show up and the blinds would be down and they'd be like, have you been to class? Do you still go to class? What's happening? So the signs were there that she was not happy there, to say the least. And we kind of set her up for failure in a way, just doing too much, but thinking we're doing something great. So when you ask me that, and I don't want to get emotional because I just put this makeup on.
You're almost making me emotional.
I literally felt so bad that I made her college experience such a fiasco. You know what I mean? Thinking, oh, this is going to be great. And it's like, this is my child really leaving home for the first time and really trying to make friends. Noelle homeschooled most of her life, so she's a little socially awkward. She doesn't like a lot of attention, despite the fact that she's on my show or was on my show. But she was part of my package. She didn't have a choice when she was 8, just was what it was. And as she got older, I would let her pick and choose if she wanted to film or whatever, but she was never like, hey, where the cameras at? Like, she was just never that kid. And I felt bad. I felt really, 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 really bad. And I remember the last time I went to see her, and I just knew there was nothing. She was.
No, it wasn't right. And I remember watching all of this on the show because I'm like 4. I'm 26, so I'm 4 years older than Noelle. Mm-hmm. We have a very similar personality as far as being very low key, very chill, and my mother is very much so the opposite. But I definitely understand what you're saying, but I also want you to know though that watching it, I was able to relate because it was so much like my going to college experience. So it was so great to see someone that was just super calm. And I also had that anxiety of like just freaking out right before I went. And I had a mom, that was comforting me, holding me in my arms, but she was also a principal in my district. So she was very well known also, and like, different than you, but also like still I
get it. Yes.
Daughter thing.
Oh yeah.
But I do want you to know that it was great for other people to see the college experience, especially when it looks just so similar to mine. I'm actually in the DMV right now. So I'm like 20 minutes from Howard.
Okay.
Yes, I'm like 20 minutes from Howard, but I get what you're saying about, that guilt. And I think that as moms, you sometimes think that, I'm doing what they want, especially when you're different.
Yeah.
But you just never know. But I love throughout that situation when she decided this wasn't for her and you saw she wasn't doing well. You were quick. You were like, I see it. Like, I'm listening.
That last visit, I went to her house. I'm like, I want to be here.
Yeah.
Like, no. I was like, do you want to leave? And she's like, yes. I got on the phone, I called my agent, called everybody, said I need 3 days. I don't care what I have on my schedule. I need 3 days. And I don't have time to explain. I called the moving company. They came the next day. I literally packed up the cable box and when returned the cable box myself. They were like, hi, Miss Bailey, how you doing? I'm like, when I say we're packed up, I'm packing boxes, getting tape. Like, listen, when I tell you, and it was the best thing I did. And I said, okay, you're going to come back to Lake Bailey and figure it out. Tell me what you want to do. She was home for maybe 2.5 months. She said, I want to move to California. She moved out here and she's been out here ever since. And she is doing very, very well as an influencer.
She is. She really is.
Actress. Her dad has been acting forever. So she has all of that. I'm acting. My new was acting. We all acting out here at this point.
An acting family. I love it.